Hello, my name is Mishal, and I will be presenting our demonstration of Kamel, a scalable BERT-based system for trajectory imputation. This work was done with my advisor, Mohammed Muqbil. So let's get started. GPS trajectories are everywhere, and they have enabled numerous applications in urban planning, health, location-based services, routing, traffic, and also map inference. However, trajectories are sparse, meaning they have frequent gaps between the GPS observation, which is due to power, storage, or bandwidth limits. These gaps create uncertainty about the object whereabouts, which hurts the applications such as the ones I just mentioned. The more sparse the trajectory, the less accurate the applications. Hence, there is a need for trajectory imputation to create additional points and fill the gaps. Most existing solutions rely on the underlying map to match the GPS point with the road network. Hence, the imputation becomes about shortest path on the road network. However, map data, like any other data, suffer from all sorts of inaccuracies, as shown by several reports and research studies. In fact, Microsoft has just announced that their AI team has detected more than 1 million kilometers of missing roads from one of the very popular and widely used open source maps. Most of the time, the map is incomplete, inaccurate, unavailable, or might be the target application itself, as the case of map inference. In this case, existing solution will not work. Hence comes Kamel. It doesn't require the knowledge of the underlying map, and it scales to support large geographical areas and support imputing both modes, bulk data and online stream of trajectories. Kamel would take the input sparse trajectories, impute them to create accurate, dense version of them, which then can be used with any trajectory-based application, such as map inference, to get extremely much more accurate results. The main idea of Kamel is to map the trajectory imputation problem to predicting the missing word problem in natural language processing, which is solved by the widely used BERT model. For example, given the input sentence, Paris, the blank of France is blank blank Olympics 2024, BERT can predict the missing words, and the completed sentence would be Paris, the capital of France, is hosting the Summer Olympics in 2024. Kamel maps trajectories as statements and GPS points as words. In this case, we input our sparse trajectory with gaps or missing points and get the prediction points from BERT. Therefore, the core of Kamel is equipped with BERT model trained on trajectories. The rationale for this mapping is that both statements and trajectories have common characteristics. For example, sentences are ordered set of words, while trajectories are ordered set of points. In sentences, words are drawn from a finite pool of possible words. That's the underlying language. In trajectories, points are drawn from a finite pool of possible points, and that's the underlying space and precision. In sentences, words are semantically related. In trajectories, points are spatio-temporally related. Also, statements or sentences are constrained by language rules, while trajectories are constrained by the physical rules such as the road topology and speed. And finally, words in a sentence depend on the topic of interest, while points in a trajectory depends on the driving modality, such as driving, cycling, or walking. However, applying BERT as is challenging for the following three reasons. One is the spatial awareness. Because BERT lacks spatial awareness, it might train on spatially unrelated data or predict results that are spatially infeasible. Second challenge is the data ratio. The original BERT model was trained on billions of statements with relatively small number of words, while trajectory datasets usually have way less number of trajectories with large number of unique GPS points. The third challenge is the multiple missing words. BERT is designed to predict one missing word. However, trajectory gaps are usually large, and they usually require more than one missing word. We address these three challenges using a carefully designed system that consists of 5 main components. One is partitioning, which addresses the spatial awareness and makes sure that BERT is trained on a geographically related data. The second component is tokenization, and the third component is detokenization, which group GPS points into cluster of points to address the data ratio challenge. The fourth component is the spatial constraints, which address the spatial awareness in BERT's outputs. The fifth component is the beam search, which addresses the multiple points challenge by searching for a sequence of points. More description of each component is provided in the paper. Next, I will move to the scenarios that conference audience will interact with our demo. First scenario is about the actual usage of the system, where users will upload training data and see how Kamel decides to partition it and update its existing model. Then, users can select a trajectory to impute and see the results on the main map. Users can inspect the new points, compare it to the ground truth if available, or compare it with other approaches such as the linear interpolation. In the second scenario, users can understand the system from the inside by tuning its parameters and seeing their effects. Parameters include the hexagon size, the beam size, the detokenization option, and so on. This can be done for a single trajectory and observe the changes on the main map, or can be done for a whole dataset of trajectories. In the second case, users can see several accuracy metrics, such as the recall, precision, F1 score, and failure rate, which is computed for the whole dataset. In the third and last scenario, users can actually debug the imputation procedure in a way similar to debugging query plans in databases. We break down the imputation process into a series of steps where users can click on each step and see it visualized on the map in terms of its inputs, its outputs, and all other related information. Thank you very much.